At the end of the day, Palmr is not just about the products, but we want to use the products to bring people together.
And being able to have these deep conversations on this channel.
Every time they place a purchase with us, a percentage of our sales are going back to the T1D community.
As a business owner, you're always learning. It doesn't matter what phase in your business you're in, you're always learning. Hey, Palmr fam. I'm Rebecca.
And I'm Nick.
And welcome back to episode 5.
Alrighty.
I'm so happy we've done so many already.
I know, that's crazy. And if you haven't noticed, things look a little bit different.
Yes, we're so professional.
Yeah, we decided to do some upgrades. So with some lighting, some cameras, and get some fancy mics. Yeah, I mean, when we first started this, we didn't even know how this was going to go. And it went really well and got a good feedback and ended up really enjoying this. So we figured we would invest into making this even better.
I agree. Well, we hope that everyone had a good Thanksgiving. And we're going to get started today with some Palmr updates.
Yeah, quick Palmr updates. So the biggest thing being is we got a lot of new products that are getting ready to come out over the next month or two, including stuff that might be coming out in the next week. So
we're excited.
Be on the lookout for it. If you're not, be on the mailing list. We'll be letting people know. But our plan is to do a lot of different mini drops right now.
I might be wearing some of it somewhere.
Oh, some of it.
A little clue.
Today's episode is going to be all about our products. Why are we doing resort wear? And why are we making products for type 1 diabetics? So, you ready to get started?
Yeah. We recently did a poll on our Instagram story asking you all, our Palmr fam, what else you would like to learn from us by using this podcast and YouTube channel. So we listened, and today we got you. We're going to talk all about our Palmr clothing.
Yay. All right. So why resort wear? For us, when we came up with the concept of Palmr, we were in the Bahamas.
Yes.
And for Rebecca and I, we love going on vacations. We obviously live here in Florida, so we love going to the beach. We go out on the boat sometimes. We like being outdoors and, more importantly, outdoors and water.
Yes.
Maybe jumping in the pool, all that type of stuff. And so to us, resort wear kind of just made sense. And so when we were coming up with the concept, we were literally in a pool under a palm tree saying, all right, let's come up with a name. And what do we love? Because at the end of the day, we want to make products that we love and want to wear for ourselves.
Yeah. And I think it's helpful to say that we're both born and raised in Florida.
Yes.
So we are Floridians through and through. I was just thinking as you were talking, I think there's only one vacation that we do throughout the year, like with the family, that doesn't involve the beach.
Yeah.
And that's the one coming up in December.
Yeah.
When we go to the mountains. So different scenery, but still fun. But yes, resort wear, the beach, the pool, the sun, all of that is always calling our name.
Can you tell me why self-care and vacations are so connected and why it's so important to us?
Yeah. So I think one of the first things when I, joined the family officially and became a stepmom to Parker and Evie was just seeing how much they light up, even if we're going swimming in a swimming pool. They become different people. They are so excited. Evie can stay in the pool all day. We let her. She is legitimately a little mermaid. And it's funny because when I first met you guys, she still didn't know how to swim fully. She was still in her classes.
Yeah.
Taking her classes. Oh my God, I feel so long ago. So yeah, she was taking her classes for swimming lessons. And then now she's a full-blown mermaid. So I really just think for us, it's that connection of self-care because we love the beach and it relaxes us. But then it's also a sense of we feel like we're doing something that the kids really want to be doing and really makes them feel like, okay, they can escape their type 1 diabetes for the 1 to 2 hours that they're in the pool or whatever the case may be. So I think it's like a win-win for us as a family because each person truly enjoys being out in the sun, being out by the beach, or any sort of type of water. It really makes us relax and have a good time.
Yeah, definitely. Do you remember it was, I think, the first year we went to Pompano together?
Yeah.
And that was really the year that Evie went crazy with swimming. Like, she had completed her lessons
Yes.
and, like, she knew what to do.
Yeah.
And
She
those
always knew what to
yeah,
do. Yeah.
but that was the first time, like, she got in the pool and was like, "No, I'm gonna become a expert swimmer, and I got this." And it was like it took her a few hours in the pool, and she just, like, figured everything out and was, like, under control. It was
Yeah.
amazing.
And I think this trip that Nick is talking about to Pompano is a trip that my family and I have been doing for the past 15 years. I believe this 2025 will be our 15th year doing this trip together. It's been so fun to see how much our family has grown over the years and how many, like, just everyone that attends it and just how happy everyone is. So basically, we go to a hotel on Pompano Beach. We're right on the beach, and they have all these different villas, I would say, that are near the beach. They have a restaurant associated to it. They have a pool. So it's basically a one-stop shop for us. Once we get there, we don't ever leave because it just has everything we ever need there. And it's just so much fun because we get multiple villas all next door to each other. And it's just so fun to see the kids playing together. But yes, that one year, that first year that you and the Evie and Parker joined, I was like, "Where's Evie?" "Oh, she's still in the pool." She was determined, and she became a mermaid that trip. I would say that was the trip.
That was the mermaid year for her.
Yes.
I agree.
Yep. So how has our family journey with type 1 diabetes influenced the brand, you think? And what type of products are we really trying to create?
At the end of the day, we're obviously building resort wear. We wanna make products that make people feel like they're on vacation first off, because being parents of type 1 diabetics, it is so hard to just relax sometimes and get away, and you're always on alert
Mhm.
taking care of it. So it's very hard. As hard as type 1 diabetes is on the actual diabetic, it is just as hard on caregivers, especially parents of young kids.
Yeah.
I mean, we hear about all the time kids who are getting it at like 18 months old. And Parker was 2.5 when he got it. And that's just crazy. I've been dealing with this for almost 10 years now. And it is hard. And I've talked to a lot of parents of type 1 diabetics, and it is hard. And so for us, we wanted to first off make stuff that makes people happy, feel like they're on vacation. Then, because of how important type 1 diabetes is in our life, having two kids with it, and seeing what the challenges are for a type 1 diabetic.
Mhm.
And I will say it seems to have more challenges with females than it is for males. If you agree or don't agree with that, please let us know in the comments.
Yeah, we wanna know.
We definitely want to know. Definitely for my daughter Evie, it was really hard for her to wear a dress. Both my kids wear the spy belts because it's really small and tight when they go to school a lot of times. And so we also wanted to start exploring what are ways that we can make clothing that will help our kids, but also other people.
Yeah. So I want to add in two things. So one thing that has been fun is connecting with so many new Palmer fans that are all around the world. A lot of them don't live in Florida or a warm climate, let's say. And they leave comments of like on our pages of like, "Oh, this looks so good. Like, I love your stuff. It's a shame I live in Wisconsin," or "It's a shame I live in Chicago," or "I live somewhere where it's cold all the time." And we get that. We understand that there's different climates all around the world, and you might not be in somewhere that you could wear a romper in February, let's say. But with our shirts, and we have sweatshirts and just our jean jacket and just everything that we create, we want you, even if you can't go on a vacation or you don't live in a warm climate, we want to bring that vibe and that feeling to you when you put on a t-shirt of ours, when you put on a sweatshirt of ours. So we want it to be, I know it's clothing, and it a lot of our clothing is around surrounded around going to warm climate resorts and all that type of stuff. But it's really like, hey, I'm going to put this Palmr t-shirt on and it's going to brighten up my day because it's bright, it has fun colors, and the mission behind it is something I'm so passionate about. That's really, I think, the feeling that we really wanted to bring to everyone because we know not everyone lives in warm climates. And then I would say something that I have been hearing, which is why I believe you're saying that we've started to figure out, or the females in our lives have been more vocal about the challenges of clothes and having type 1 diabetes. So I know that a lot of the concerns that have been brought up to us is if when we're creating these pockets in the different garments, one being if there's a pocket in a garment and let's say the garment is more loose fitting, is my equipment gonna feel safe in there? Am I gonna feel okay with just putting my equipment in there, feeding the tubing through for the insulin, and just go on with my day? Or am I gonna be worried all the time if it's gonna fall out if I'm working out or shopping or doing whatever it may be? So that has been one concern. And then another concern that we've heard a lot from the females, and we've really taken it into consideration when we're creating these different garments of where the, pump accommodating slits are located in the pockets, because if you put them in certain areas, it might create kind of not a bulge, but it could create where you can tell that there's something in there in the pocket. And I know that this has been very important, and it's obviously something that's very important to me. I don't wanna add anything to what I got going on, so I want to look and feel good when I put things on. So that's really something that we're really honing in on all our future products and our pockets as well.
Let's talk about the pump accommodating pockets that we're working on right now.
Mhm.
So we have a few items out currently that we've been testing where we have added slits into the pockets so you can run tubing through it. And these are type of dresses, rompers, that type of stuff where
Skirts.
yeah, where you wouldn't normally be able to wear this item if you had a pump. And one of the things that we're really doing right now is because we've had people ask, why does it cost more? Why is there not more? Why is not everything
Mhm.
this way? And it really is because right now we want to do it right.
Yeah.
And we're a brand new company and it takes time to figure it out. And so what we're doing currently is taking really awesome products that we think that type 1 diabetics would like to wear and then modifying them to test out different concepts. And if we get good reactions, we get feedback from it, we take that feedback and the long-term goal is to be able to start mass producing more type 1 diabetes friendly products
Mhm.
once we get the right feedback. Because what we don't want to do is make something, make hundreds of them,
Mhm.
and all of a sudden we are told that this doesn't actually work, or I would never use it this way. Like we had some cool ideas, we thought, and we did some concepts and we gave it to some type 1 diabetics and they tested it. And we're like, yeah, I would never actually use this. This doesn't
I would never
actually
use
work.
that pocket, yeah.
Yeah, we then take that feedback and then we start try something different, and that's what we've really been doing over the last 6 months or so,
Yeah.
and we're getting great feedback, and so the long-term goal for us is to continue to improve that,
Mhm.
get feedback from you guys, and learn and be like, "What do you actually want?"
Yeah.
And so we're playing around with some new concepts right now that would actually allow more, like, zippers and stuff to hold the pump more, I guess, secure
Yeah.
in your pocket, and so that's one of the new things that we're actually kinda working on currently.
Yeah, and I think to touch on why are the current products on our website that do offer the pump accommodating pockets, why there's a difference in pricing versus the products that we have that don't offer the
Mhm.
pockets. And it's truly because right now, as Nick mentioned, we are just in our learning stage. We are learning everything. I was actually listening to a podcast yesterday and it said, as a business owner, you're always learning. It doesn't matter what phase in your business you're always learning, but especially us right now that we're just in the beginning stages of Palmer, it's so important for us to learn and to just get feedback from the community. And because at the end of the day, y- Nick and I don't have type 1 diabetes, right? What we do have is two kids with type 1 diabetes. We have a boy and we have a girl with it. So, of course, we live with them. We see what their challenges are with their equipment or what would be useful for them. But we really don't know, we don't have an adult really with type 1 diabetes that I mean, we obviously now have so many connections and beautiful people in our community that we've met over time, but it's like really honing in and providing a product and then going testing it and saying, "How do you like this? Does this work for you?" While we're in those learning stages, we are going one by one and getting these pockets put in by our seamstress. Once we get an order of someone who wants the T1D pockets, we then go to our seamstress and she individually puts these slits into the pockets of the garments for you all. So there's more time, there's more of her hours and work and everything that we have to take into consideration right now. But like Nick mentioned, our main goal for Palmer is to be able to mass produce these with pockets already installed or the slits already installed in the pockets so that we can crank it out to you all and really provide you all with the best quality of garments and pockets that really are useful for your everyday life.
Totally. So I would love to know from you, Rebecca, what are we at Palmer trying to do right now to really kind of support this T1D community?
Yeah. So I think what we're really trying to do first and foremost is really try to build this community. I came into it, as I've explained before, 3 years ago, as knowing nothing about type 1 diabetes. So I think that my story can relate to a mom that has gotten just a new diagnosis of their kid having type 1 diabetes. I also think that someone who is a sibling or a friend or a caregiver can relate to my story too, because I have learned and heard so much from others within the community that happen to know someone with type 1 diabetes. So let's say their really good friend has a son with type 1 diabetes, and they come to me and they ask me, "Hey, what could I be doing as a friend to their mom? How can I support her?" If I offer to take their kid to come over to my house and play with my kids, like, what can I do to ease that transition for the mom? How can I make her feel comfortable that her son's here and I'm going to be able to take it on while he's here and I want her to go take a mental break. Like I've heard that so much and that's been so touching and special to hear, people come and ask those questions. I think without having these conversations, people don't know who to ask in all reality. Like, yes, you have your doctors that you see, but just building that community and like trust and vulnerability and just talk about the realness of it. Because I think, like, again, we get so honed in on perfection. What could we be doing? What are we doing wrong? What isn't working? What is working? That you get just lost by yourself. And when you're by yourself, you can really spiral really quickly.
And, I think it's so important for me that we build this community. And at the end of the day, Palmer is not just about the products, but we want to use the products to bring people together and
Mhm.
build a community that loves and supports each other. It's really important that one, we're building products for type 1 diabetics to help their needs. Two, we're building products for caregivers that are people who are going through life taking care of these mostly children with type 1 diabetes and trying to give them the best life and bring some joy to their lives, as well as making products for everybody. Because there are so many people in this world with T1D, and chances are you probably already know somebody. Even if you're not somebody directly in your family, you probably met someone and have a friend or a family member. And so more and more we're hearing as we meet people and they find out what we're doing, they're like, "Oh, I know so and so that has type 1." By buying our products and repping it, they are also, giving support to their friends, their families, and bringing everybody together. And so this is why Palmer's all about everybody.
Yeah. And I think too, it was really special because we know somebody that went on a cruise for the Thanksgiving week and they texted us and said, "Hey, we've been rocking Palmer stuff like all week on our cruise." And nobody in their family, immediate family, has type 1 diabetes. The kids do have a close friend who does have type 1 diabetes. But they were telling us we were rocking your gear all the time, and so many people were asking us about the brand, and we were telling everyone about the brand and what you guys mean and what you guys are doing in the community. But then they also see like, oh, that's a really cool hat that they were wearing. Oh, that's a really cool polos that the dad and the son were both matching in. So it's just really that one logo, you see our Palmer logo, and then that conversation starts. And I really think that conversation starter is what we really wanted to bring with starting Palmer.
We want to be known as that go-to brand for the T1D community, something that we have made that community proud,
Mhm.
and they love the wrap. And when they see somebody wearing Palmer, they see that logo, they feel a sense of love and support.
Yeah. So let's kind of touch on if somebody comes to our website or our Instagram or social media, whatever it may be, and they say, hmm, I don't have type 1 diabetes. I don't even know anyone that has type 1 diabetes, but I'm really intrigued by what you all are doing and your brand and your stuff looks fun, like the bright colors. I like your patterns. What would you say to that person it doesn't have to be just knowing someone or having type 1 diabetes. What else goes along with if they make a purchase? What is their purchase actually helping?
Well, T1D is our focus. Our other part of our mission is all about self-care. It's not just about the T1D community. A big reason for us is because of how it's affected our life, but there's so many other people out there who have had other chronic illnesses or a kid that was born with a condition, all these things. And we just want to bring this sense of love and community for everybody
Mhm.
so that they feel like they are a part of something and are understood. And we want people to understand that every time they place a purchase with us, a percentage of our sales are going back to the T1D community. Right now, we give back throughout the year 1% of our gross sales, not profits, gross sales off the top. Other parts of the year, like right now, we're actually giving back 3% as part of our kind of holiday season and giving back.
Yep.
Again, 3% off the top. As well as we have certain products that are our support products that we're actually giving back 100% of our profits of that item to the T1D community. And right now, all that goes to a company called Touched by Type 1, which is a fantastic nonprofit organization here in Orlando that we are very close to. One of the reasons why we love them and support them is they are all about community. There's a lot of great organizations out there who are doing a lot of great things and raising money for this community, but we like what Touched by Type 1 is doing, where they're doing a lot of events, bringing families together and really trying to do certain things to
Mhm.
make people feel loved and supported.
Yeah, and I think it's special for you and I to see a local change and us having a part of that local change within the type 1 diabetic community. So I think that's super special for us and just seeing it like firsthand. As we wrap up this episode, Nick, can you tell us about the future of Palmer, the brand, and what our future plans are with our products that we offer?
Yeah, so obviously we want to continue to develop new products for type 1 diabetics, continue our R&D, and we're excited about that and get more people involved with it. So we're continuing to get feedback.
Mhm.
We're working on a lot of new products right now for kids and women. So they have swimwear. They might be the first kids swim shorts getting released here any day now. Hint, hint. And then also items that are just kind of like loungewear that are comfortable
Yeah.
that we just want to hang out around the house in. And so there's a lot more of that plus more sizes because we know that we want to be a brand
Mhm.
for everyone. And right now we're not that because we don't have all the sizes available in all of our products.
Yeah.
It is a lot more expensive to do the larger sizes.
Mhm.
And
Or
there,
even the super smaller products too are very detailed and
yes. And so that is something as we grow, we want to expand for everyone for us.
yeah. And I think it's important too, as we think about our future, is why we're doing what we're doing and how we started with the resort wear. We really want to be able to take the whole entire family from the start of their vacation to the end of their vacation. And even if that includes loungewear, PJs, swimwear, just anything you would want to have on a vacation, we really want to be that one-stop shop to be able to provide that and then also have inclusive garments for the type 1 diabetic in the family.
So where would you like to see Palmer in the next 5 years? I think that'll be a great question to kind of end this podcast on.
Yeah, it's a special question. I feel like Palmer is so much like my baby right now,
Mhm.
and we're giving it so much love and attention, but I just really would just oh man, I would love to obviously continue to build our community. Not just in Florida, but just to grow it
Mm.
all around the world and really being able to have these deep conversations on this channel for us. And I know that we have plans on bringing in guests in it. So I really just want to see this community and the channels and everything that we're doing really continue to grow and be a resource for families that are struggling with type 1 diabetics, for families that just got a diagnosis for type 1 diabetes, or any sort of parents that are dealing with any sort of challenges or even parenting. Let's be for real. Like parenting in itself is very difficult. So I really think the growth of that community, and then again, just like kind of you just touched on, is just really be inclusive to everyone in our within our brand. So with sizes, with prints, with just anything that people are really wanting and what the trends are, and maybe like there's something that's trendy but it's not inclusive with the sizing. I really want Palmr to be that brand that makes everyone feel good.
Love it. I think that is a great 5-year plan. I agree. And man, a great podcast.
This episode has been so much fun filming for us, and we are so happy to have you guys back again. So please subscribe and like, and please ask us questions. We are going to be doing weekly polls on our Instagram and questions for you all to give us feedback and what you really want to be getting talked about on this podcast. So we hope to see you again soon, and thanks for being here. Bye, Palmr fam.
Bye.